In order to plunge into the world of childhood, you need to go to the Emerald City of Wizard Goodwin. There you'll be greeted by the heroes of a cheerful theatrical musical. One of the most amazing fairy tales is on the stage of the Lesya Ukrainka Theater. People, lions, flying monkeys, saber-toothed tigers, a witch, and mysterious living beings. Watch in this week's ProART program. Great, just super. Of course I'm happy. The children were great, and I'm shocked. The fairy tale is very good, and the children were great. The main thing was the laughter of the children. There were no such fairy tales or performances in my childhood. We have a wonderful director, so everything turned out well thanks to him. Our director had planned this performance together with the artist for a long time. This is a very intense repertoire in the Lesya Ukrainka Theater in Kiev. Actors play in as many as 70 performances per month. Nevertheless, the director of the theater, Olga Havriluk, admitted that they hadn't given a new performance for a children's audience for quite some time. It is not surprising that it was high time for the theater to show a fairy tale in which children's wonders and adventures were staged. This work for a director in the fairy tale genre turned out to be not only a debut, but also very interesting and fascinating for the viewing audience. I think that the time has come and such fairy tales are very much necessary, both for children and adults. The thing is that we created a fairy tale not only for children, but for the entire family. We haven't staged a fairy tale for quite some time. By the way, a fairy tale needs special attention because children are a very specific component of the viewing audience to whom we give our best and all of our efforts. Every person is a native of childhood. It is only there where miracles happen and the most cherished desires come true. The creators of the Lesya Ukrainka Theater are confident. They give both children's and adult audience a chance to watch kind and instructive tale in the play The Wizard of the Emerald City. A fairy tale is always a miracle, not only on the stage, but also a miracle in the realm of life. When you enter into this realm of a fairy tale, all possible miracles begin to happen inside a person, and it's a wonderful feeling. In order for the theatrical magic to take place, all this strange sound, the lights appear on the stage, and the creators of the play rehearsed everything to the most minute detail. This is the charm of the theater, when you create your own universe in which everything is included, and you include absolutely everything that is possible in it. All instruments and all means of expressiveness, painting, music, dancing, videos, graphics, and acting. This is the purpose and essence of our work. After all, this is theater. We chose the most natural and expressive means for us to convey that sense, that idea, the beauty that we use in this fairy tale. We talk and play only about our own, and this was said during the rehearsal process, only about one's own, about the human, about the present. We discussed what excites children and adults, all of us, not just fairy tale characters. In a multi-component production, all creative technical services work to achieve a common goal, but the most important role is played by the actors. After all, children are specific. Even experienced artists prepared for the play carefully in order to capture and hold the attention of the children's audience and stirring up interest in what is happening on stage. You understand when you are really sincere, honest, and then they begin to listen attentively. It is even more pleasant than when an adult spectator is in the audience. And when they listen to you and hear you, you catch these moments of silence and pause. When they are waiting for you to come on stage, you get a complete sense of pleasure and happiness inside. You just say to yourself, my God, children are watching and listening to me. I think it will be interesting because we all are interested in this project. We have invested in it almost everything, and the rehearsal process was very interesting. So I truly believe that it will be interesting for the children, because we also believe in this fairy tale, and I think that everything will be just fine. Children, of course, are the most grateful and most beautiful audience. I once played the role in The Witch 20 years ago, and of course the role of Bastinda is the dream of any actress, because she's an evil force that opposes the enemies. But thank God the forces of evil exist, because if not for them, those who fight by the principle of goodness would not be able to gain the strength to defeat them. So the road from the yellow brick leads to the Emerald City, which was taken from the pages of the book by Alexander Volkov. Play offers viewers a fascinating journey in the company of a young lass named Eliel, her faithful puppy Totoshka, the iron woodcutter, the scarecrow, and the lion that all go on the path to the Emerald City to fulfill ultimate goal and their dream, no matter what it takes.
Через девочку транслируется вся эта история.
Through this girl, the whole story about what people need to have in life is demonstrated. That was exactly the main idea of the stage director. The scarecrow represents the mind that the children need. And we must convey the notion that your heart will lead to where you want to go in life, and that is exactly what the play is about.
И вот через весь спектакль это проходит.
Once upon a time, in a magic country, heroes met with strange and unordinary people and wild beasts. Ellie and her friends were waiting for sometimes dangerous and captivating adventures. Overcoming the difficulties, her friends found the most important thing in themselves, faith and the true value of goodness and friendship. Children and adults can learn about human values and goodness from fairy tales, says Volodymyr Osachi. After all, Ellie found the guts, the courage and the mind. It was only her desire to make a miracle and change something that made this miracle come true. Nobody will come with a magic wand and will say that you were a coward, but now you have shown your courage.
Лев тоже, он очень труслив, он боится всего, но только из-за своей решимости, из-за желания получить то, что он хочет, он добивается. Как страшно!
For sure, the playwright craftily twisted the cause and effect coefficient. He turned the king of wild animals into a coward. However, the educational effect of this was considerably more visible on this contrasting background, the actor of the role of the lion admits. It happens often when the hero is very healthy, but in his heart he's like a child. And here there is some kind of discrepancy. It's always interesting and you wonder, how can this be? He's so big but so cowardly and afraid of everything. He needs to pass certain tests to find himself so that he will correspond to his own natural form of being. Today I play a lion, and tomorrow another role. So you could rephrase the famous theatrical phrase about the main and secondary roles in The Wizard of the Emerald City. But for the actors of this play, all the roles are so interesting that everyone strives to take advantage of the fantastic opportunity to try themselves out in several different images. This is a certain move. It is a thought at the end of the performance. Goodwin will say that we are all theater members and we are all actors. And now, today I'm a lion, and then I'm someone else. Then I need to eat, then I'm the king, and then someone else. It all depends on us, who we are, and how we imagine our lives. This is precisely the miracle that we make happen. Of course, this is a very responsible job. Here's another role of an actor. This is the theater staff that played. Pavlo Tekuchev, like many of his colleagues, was until recently a student of the acting faculty, but now they come onto the professional stage of the famous theater on which dozens of prolific actors have performed over the years. For Pavlo, the role of the woodcutter is a double debut, both in the theater and in the fairy tale. This is my first role in this theater. My God, I can't believe that I will actually play the main role. I just started my work and I was given the chance to play the woodcutter. Dear God, I must give a great performance. I must do my best to give my best performance for the sake of the audience. I work with an amazing team. We're all together. Plus the guys who participate in our performances are all young and very talented. Most of them joined our theater only this year, and everything came together through some kind of a creative impulse and a synergy of the whole team. We succeeded in fulfilling our task with such great inspiration and enthusiasm that I cannot even believe that this was all done to stage a premiere of this performance. In the play, where there are a lot of production components, it is not easy for actors to perform. In addition to the physical training, this process requires the maximum degree of mutual attention of the actors performing on the stage and the support crew. Friendly puppy nicknamed Gosha already became an experienced artist, but today, for the first time, the puppy tried to perform in the theatrical appearance in the role of the legendary Totoshka. This actor invited to perform the role of a fairly well-known dog named Gosha. The dog is highly experienced in TV advertisements and film. In short, this dog is a celebrity.
Это сцепка, это очень важно. Я рад, что я работаю в таком коллективе.
We have very good, powerful workshops, and we have a well-coordinated team. Only thanks to this understanding of coherence, the performance is happening. It is very important.
Вот происходит то, что происходит. Вот это очень важно.
The work in creating fairy tale characters has its certain specificity. The majestic costume of the evil witch Bastinda, sparkling with lights, made a great impression and gave a special effect on the young spectators. This is a unique piece of work of practically the whole theater troupe and support crew. It turns on and turns off. We need to be attentive to work with that costume. Nevertheless, the end result has an amazing effect on the viewing audience. Wizard of the Emerald City was staged in many theaters. Alexander Volkov's tales about the adventures of Ellie and her friends were read by more than one generation of children. Be that as it may, the more interesting thing is to watch and listen to the fantastic reading of the childhood story about friendship and fidelity live right there on the stage. It was almost another life. Now it is completely different. At present, children watch other fairy tales. We presented this story in a completely different way, using the angle of the theater, the angle of clowning. It's great to work with Ola Havriluk, because she knows how to tell you correctly, to get out of you everything you need, demonstrate all the acting qualities that you have. A fairy tale Alexander Volkov wrote in 1939, based on Frank Baum's fairy tale The Amazing Wizard of Oz, which is more than 100 years old. As it is a very deep and serious tale. There are a lot of meanings, which work both for the children's audience and for the adult. The performance after the winter marathon will be in the repertoire of the theater, and everyone will be able to get acquainted with the Wizard of the Emerald City. Of course, it will be shown in the theater for a year, so everyone is invited to our wonderful fairy tale. There's a lot of philosophy in the play and thoughts about whether you want to achieve something, fulfill your dreams, believe in yourself, and overcome all possible obstacles in life. Everything is inside of you. All your desires are what you make of them. We just need to overcome obstacles and find and realize our dreams. And we also tell the history of the theater, because we tell the story in a certain way through the theater. In this way, we're not only talking about people and about their lives, but also about what the theater is all about and what art has for people. Every child has always dreamed of finding themselves in an amazing country where good and evil fairies live. Amazing creatures where everyone talks in one language, people and animals, scarecrows, in the wheat fields. And if dangers happen, then goodness, friendliness always wins, and all the cherished desires are fulfilled. And of course, the most important and gratifying moment at the end of any adventure and sojourn is returning to home sweet home.